Hello, welcome to Ladies Who Question. We're here for another rip-roaring edition. We're going to lead off, though, with... Holly, did you get that email I sent you about...
I did.
Yeah.
So we're so excited to talk about the Golden Bachelorette.
No, you're so excited.
I'm excited because now I think both of us agree that this Leslie deserves it.
Oh, is that who they're...
It is.
Yeah,
it's
okay.
Leslie.
I mean, I read, when I passed the article on to you, I just kind of looked at it and I went, oh, it looks like they're going to do the Golden Bachelor,
Well, yeah,
which we figured they were going to do, right?
Right. It's going to be Leslie.
Oh, my
God.
God.
And she is a good-looking gal at 65. The photos I just saw of her advertising, doing a promo for it, I was like, whoa.
Well, but you know that. We saw her over the whole season. But the thing is, she is an emotional train wreck.
You're right. I'm forgetting about some of the details
I'm not. I'm the
Okay.
one who kept saying
Which
from the very
will make-
beginning.
It'll make it juicy. That's why they picked her.
Well,
Oh my
yeah.
God. And so it's going to debut in the fall. We'll be on top of it. And also, I think it'll be so funny to see the senior men.
Well, that
part's going to be...
I have to say, that's the only part that'll draw me in, really, because I'm interested to see how they will behave and react or not behave, which is probably what I think is going to happen. I don't think they're
I don't
going to
know.
behave.
I think it'll, as well as the Golden Bachelor went, I think this is going to go very well. I think they're on to a whole new franchise.
Yeah. Okay.
So-
Well, we wanted to lead off with that. Oh, the other item I just heard, actually, just the other day that I didn't pass on to you, but that's because I heard it. That what's his name? I see. I've already tried to wipe his
Gary,
gross Gary, and whatever her name is, Teresa.
Teresa.
I heard they're still not even living together.
That's juicy. I try to follow her on Instagram, and I'm okay. Susan, wait, Susan and Nancy. Wait, no, Susan and the two girls that are together that are running around the countryside together.
Well, I know you follow Susan on Instagram.
Right. Okay, Susan. I follow Susan, and also I think it's Nancy.
Okay.
They post so much stuff, so I go, oh, I should look up Teresa. I don't see a lot on her Instagram that it really depicts that there's a few pictures, but she doesn't post a lot, and I don't know the policy. I mean, I think when you sign on to these things, you have to do something.
I think they're doing whatever they have to do to fulfill their contract and nothing more, because she maybe is on to that Gary
Moochie
Turdner.
Lucci. Yeah.
Ugh. Okay. Anyway, we have other things to talk about. And unfortunately, in the future, we're going to have a lot of Golden Bachelorette to talk about. But, I think it'll probably be fun and it'll drive me crazy. And I'll get all my nasties out.
Right.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, we'll be right back. Let the games begin. Okay, we're back and we're ready to start rocking and rolling. Holly, you have something about fashion. I don't know what.
I have several things. I have several things in pop culture, and I went down a rabbit hole with fashion because some things I was seeing were just, my eyes were popping out of my head.
You and I never talk about fashion, so this
We
is
don't.
refreshing to me.
We don't.
Okay, good.
So there's all kinds of fashion, and who defines fashion? I don't know. But
The French.
oh, the French. Well, this
And the
is more
Italians.
fashion that I can't believe is legal. It starts off with Kanye.
Oh,
I know. But
Okay.
I couldn't even believe that people are allowed to wear. I've been hearing about what his new wife, Bianca, wears through some of my...
next to nothing. Oh, man.
Yeah. It's,
What? I mean, you guys can't see what she just showed me, but I mean, come on. That's an underwear ad. And barely.
But that's like porn almost.
Well, it is actually. I don't understand. Where is she wearing these things, and
In
why isn't she
public.
being arrested?
in public.
I mean, that's really, if a guy was showing stuff like this, well, I don't know.
Could
maybe
not
some-
believe it.
Oh
So
my God.
I was so shocked. I thought, this poor girl, but maybe we don't know the story behind.
I don't know where she's wearing this, that she's not getting.
Basically, she's nude with a see-through stocking for her bottom half, and then she's wearing a bra on her top half.
I mean, you
But
can
you
see
can
her nipples and areolas. You can see her pubic area through these
Everything's-
items.
Exactly. It's basically like she's nude.
Yeah.
Walking down the streets of Beverly Hills going to dinner.
This is Beverly Hills?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's public nudity. So
Yeah.
what's the deal?
Leave it to TMZ. Shout out to them. They get photos everywhere.
Well.
They're first at the everywhere.
They get everything right away.
They do.
Yeah. They
but-
must have a lot of reporters.
Could you imagine?
No.
Oh my God. So
No.
I was disgusted with that. And it's just ridiculous.
And then his kids see it. Oh, there's stepmommy.
Oh, yeah, stepmommy. That's right.
Well, I mean, Kim's not much better, but she doesn't do this.
No. And
Yeah.
she's gotten a lot better since she's not with him because he
Yeah.
would dictate her wardrobe.
Well, shame on
Yeah.
her for letting him do that.
And then kind of on the same note is Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa.
The singer.
So she's wearing, and she looks good, but she's not wearing any pants.
What do you mean?
Because I read the article.
Like her butt's hanging
No,
out?
she's wearing a sweater with no pants.
Oh, so it's like a micro mini.
Micro with
Yeah.
just stockings. And it's like, oh my gosh. And that's kind of what led me to the next,
You can't
next.
see her butt or her pubic area, but it's
No.
still
It's still,
it's iffy
that's the
and
new
it's
trend.
could be cataclysmic.
no pants.
But she's wearing stockings.
Yeah, she's wearing stockings
Or
and
tights or something, or- Well,
But talk about micro.
that's
Woo!
a little. That's more than what Bianca, Kanye West's new wife, is wearing. Which that just shouldn't even be legal.
And she's got her hand right in front of her bottom half on her outfits. Which
What do you mean? She's
Well,
who's she? Which she?
Oh, Bianca.
Oh, so Bianca's got her hand in front of her crotch, so she's like saying, "Oh, it's okay. I'm covering my crotch with my hand here as we're walking."
Yeah.
Well, then why even wear the outfit if you have to walk around covering your pubic area?
Right.
Okay, shock value. That's
Shock
what it is.
value.
Because guess what?
Oh.
We're talking about it.
We are. We're the
feeding the
seniors,
beast.
Us booby boomers are talking about it. Okay, something else I found on that was so funny. This guy or this girl dressed up in a trash bag and is a porch pirate.
I don't understand.
Stealing packages on porches.
The people are inside the trash bag.
Yes, and they're going up because this was a video, going up to porches and stealing packages.
But they're in a trash bag.
Yeah.
How do they move?
Well, see the little feet at the bottom? I saw the video.
So
And
they're disguised as a trash bag, but their feet are hanging out.
Yes, and they're going up and stealing packages. I'm like, oh my God, what next? It's just
I
one of
guess
those
it's
little other
creative.
weird things.
But
that-
they're still thieves, which is, something. This is sort of off what you were talking about
That's okay.
with fashion. When did, and I'm just going on a little mini Lisë around here. When was it determined it's okay to just walk in and steal stuff? When did that all?
Yeah.
Or is it okay? Or why is it? I don't understand. What got me on this was this whole squatters' right things.
Oh my God,
Squatters' rights.
Yes,
That's been in the news
a lot.
When
Yeah.
has it been okay for someone to just say, "Oh, I'm going to live in this house now," or "I'm here and you can't get rid of me," and nobody can get rid of these people for months or years? Isn't that first of all, number one, trespassing?
right?
And then, well, I don't know what is beyond trespassing, but it's theft. And they go in and they change. In these houses, how do they actually legally change the power and the water or whatever over to their name? When did this not be trespassing or theft or whatever? And how come the police aren't allowed to come in and physically remove these people? Or is this because we've taken away so many rights of the police to do anything? I'm just going on a rant right now. I'm raising questions because we're ladies who question, and I don't get it.
No.
Because in my mind, when I was little and I stole a candy bar, my parents brought me back and made me bring it back and say, I stole this and whatever. And the person behind the counter was kindly to say, okay, I'm not going to have you arrested or anything. But I'll tell you what, that stuck with me.
Right.
And I didn't go around stealing stuff. Now, maybe nobody else has that experience or everybody doesn't have that experience or it doesn't stick with them. But I developed such a conscience. So why is it okay for these grand scale things? What happened? What's going on? What the hell?
I don't know. The laws are crazy because I know the laws with squatters because I've been watching a few things on it on the news lately where if there's certain time frames and how long have they been there and you can't kick them out now. If a house is abandoned, for example, somebody inherited a house and went to go check on it and they were full of squatters.
That's what I'm saying.
And then she had to file paperwork and go down this channel and she couldn't call the police and they wouldn't do anything. And it's crazy.
Right.
It's also, well, that kind of attests to certain states now you can rob or steal up to $900. And that's why San Francisco, New York, San Francisco has been hit hard.
Yeah.
And a lot of the big stores have closed down, unfortunately, because it's okay.
And
it's
in
okay.
New York City, everything's under lock and key too. Like, oh, could I buy some Band-Aids? Yeah, I'll have to get a key for that. Like, they're freaking Band-Aids. But you know what I mean? Like, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I just, when did...
We've caved. Oh. We've caved to our laws, and we've made them so loose that it's okay now for people to steal, or they don't want to spend money on those type of crimes. You know what?
It's not okay.
I don't think it's okay either.
And that something has to happen, and I don't know what that is, but Crosby, Stills and Nash said, "Teach your children." Yeah, start teaching your children.
Yeah,
I don't care who you are, where you are, and don't do it. Just don't. I can't. My brain.
It's just exploding.
Yes.
We know right from wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to that.
Okay, so I took you off your
no,
fashion expose trail.
The only other thing, I had just a couple other pop culture, but this kind of put me in my place.
What?
Shirley Jones is turning 90. I was like, whoa.
The Cassidy.
Yeah.
Or what were they called?
Partridge Family.
Partridge Family, yeah.
I was like...
Yeah, David Cassidy,
Think about
Partridge Family's mom. Yeah.
Right. She was kind of like old when she was... Not old. We're old, but when she was filming that, she was probably 40s or 50s.
Well, we thought she would have been like what our mom's age would have been.
Okay.
So, right?
You're right.
Yeah, so she would have been like a mom to us.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh my God, she's 90. Because I clearly remember that show. That was kind of a funny thing. And then something else, I don't know.
What?
Just say it. Gypsy Rose Blanchard is separated from Ken.
Okay, a lot of people may not have
Gypsy
followed
Rose
her. I know.
Blanchard is the gal. She came out of prison or jail. She was in jail because she killed her mother.
Because her mother had abused her and made her think that she had diseases and that she was disabled and crazy for all of her life.
Worst mother in the world. Yeah.
Worst mother in the world. Yeah. And so she killed her mother.
Or her boyfriend did at the time.
Her boyfriend, but she talked her boyfriend into it.
Yeah.
But she was more than an accomplice,
really.
Right.
It was a plan.
But she went to prison and she's out. And then she got married some guy that
she was in prison.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, a teacher. And the second she got out of prison, the media was all over her and they all wanted her story and what was happening. And she was sitting next to him. He's a teacher, a bigger guy, and just thrilled. And now they're separated. And she already has a new boyfriend.
Who is
I don't
her
know.
old boyfriend.
Is it?
Right? I heard that
something
he was like her
that.
old boyfriend from way back. But
so,
I thought they said, oh no, we're just hanging out, which whatever that means.
So it's kind of trashy pop culture, but
it really is
what it is.
Yeah, let's not spend any more time on her because that's just an upsetting story.
Right. You're
I know you've got other better stuff.
Well,
I do a lot of people know about her?
I don't know. I assumed people did.
Because
it was a big story for so long. Well, the only other story, and it's not really a story, but I do get People magazine, so I read that. There must have been a really boring week of news.
Why?
Because the cover of People this week was Valerie Bertinelli, who is in love again. Oh. And that's the top story. And I go, okay.
Yeah, that is
so
kind
like,
of...
what? I was like, what? Because she does a cooking show. She's, obviously she has Wolfie, her son, who's Van Halen, Eddie Van Halen's son.
His dad.
But that was the cover of People. I go, okay.
Yeah, that does seem like a slow. So who's her new man?
I haven't read the article yet.
Oh, because you were just that interested, right?
I was like, oh my gosh. Oh. So anyways, okay, so that's kind of boring. But anyways, we'll get back to...
People magazine regrets that cover.
Next week, we'll pick up some more pop culture and throw it in there and see where it lands.
Okay, I think I have one more thing, but we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. And just to close out the show, here's just one more piece of... Is it entertainment? It's not timely entertainment, but in my mind, it's new. I've been rewatching Sex and the City. Okay, and I have to tell you, I'm looking at it with, I'll describe it as a jaundiced eye. It's how many, 20-some years since it launched? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm watching the original episodes, which I only ever really saw maybe once or twice these, first few seasons. And I remember at some point not really, even back then, not wanting to keep watching. And I don't remember in my younger mind's brain why. But I'm watching it now, this couple decades later, and it's it's really, really raunchy. Maybe there are groups of women who talk like this, and there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I have never consistently spoken about sex in these such explicit terms with a group. I mean really explicit, consistently like this. And I don't know any other women who talk like this to each other about their sex lives so openly. And it's not just that. I remember being intrigued by each of the different characters because they're so very individually drawn, okay? But I'm watching, especially the character of Carrie. And you know what? Honestly, she is so immature, the character. So selfish, so self-centered, so just emotionally immature. And the way she deals with her love interests, especially what she does with Aiden and what she expects of Mr. Big.
Oh,
like she expects them to be committed to her, yet she hops around, she sleeps around, and what she did to Aiden was just awful. And then she's like so offended that he doesn't embrace her back with open arms after she has an affair on him with Mr. Big, her, ex, and true love,
right?
Whatever. And that whole thing with Mr. Big, she's just so. I'm watching those episodes, especially the first few seasons. She just looks at him with these adoring cow eyes, and I just think, oh my God, just keep getting led around by your nose. It bothered me so much. And I know that's all a part of the evolution of the story. And all I could think of was, as much as I was sort of a little bit repulsed by the Samantha character, her character was the most honest.
Oh.
I mean, to me.
Okay.
Straightforward. I don't understand all the bed hopping. First of all, I was never promiscuous like any of them. Even what's her name? The real straight lace one. Oh, what's her name?
Charlotte.
Even Charlotte. Even she's got. Who goes home with these people like on a one night?
Right.
This is just dangerous. Okay, this is like the stuff you were always warned to not do.
Do not do.
Even 25 years ago.
Right.
Okay, so anyway, I'm watching it now and I'm going, who ever thought this was like really cool, really okay? I just don't relate to it at all. And you know what? I'm just a weirdo, and I'm okay with that, and I'm willing to cop to it, but I don't understand any of the characters. Even Miranda, who's pretty level-headed, she would just like sort of take it down, know? And who's the fourth one?
Those are the four. Wait, Carrie,
Samantha,
Miranda, Charlotte, and Samantha.
Oh, Samantha. Okay.
Yeah.
So who didn't I talk about? Oh, I guess I did. Yeah. I hit them all. I'm just looking at it with such a maybe more critical eye. Before I was just kind of amused. It
was kind of more. Maybe, I don't know if it was more a sign of the times then, but then again, no.
Was it?
Because they're encouraging everybody to go home with a stranger from a bar.
Right.
And it's like, you don't know who he is. And they don't even, there was no like girl code thing or, call me or just like double checking on people.
Like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Hey, I saw you leave with that weird guy. Or
yeah.
The guy was really... I don't know. Maybe that's New York City. Maybe that's how it was. Maybe it's just a world to which I've never been exposed and never care to be. But I just I don't know anybody like that. I don't know anybody who really knows anybody.
I don't either. I don't either.
Or knew. And to watch it back today and just go, okay, I guess these characters were very rigidly drawn because you're supposed to be able to see yourself, a little bit of yourself in each of the characters. So I get that from the writer's standpoint. But the more I watch all of them, I'm just really disliking Carrie so very much. And I didn't expect to, because I expected to be able to relate to her. She's the creative, artsy, writer one, the one who, probably most like me in many respects, sort of just that, woo, out there, I want to be free, I'm a free spirit. But anyway, those are my thoughts.
Well, I have to add something in there.
Okay, please.
So I know people are talking about it on podcasts, the news, entertainment. They're talking about how there's a lot of not politically correct things going on in the show that you could never film today.
Wait, they're talking about Sex and the City right now?
Yes.
Is that because it's on Netflix?
Yes, because it came back on Netflix.
Okay, so I had no idea.
Transgender and what's been said about it on the show, and everybody's like, oh my God, they could never say that now.
Yeah.
And so there's a couple communities out there that are, expressing their criticism on the show of, wow, this is what we talked about. Like, it was no big deal, and now we can't say those things. So it was interesting because when you brought up Sex in the City, I didn't know where you were going to go with it.
Yeah.
So anyways.
Well, yeah. Well, how would you? Because this has just been occurring to me in the last few days. And I kept thinking, why am I sort of so repulsed? Why this sense of repugnance when I turn this on, and yet I'm drawn in because I want to see, oh, well, maybe I'm just feeling it from this episode or that episode. But no, it's only continuing to grow. Well, yeah, but honestly, there are so many shows. You could say that about any number of shows. So this is nothing. I'm not criticizing
No, I know you're
Darren
not.
Star or
It's
Sex
not-
in the City
no.
for any of that.
No.
Because that's just
how it was.
That's right. That's just a timely
We've
thing.
evolved. We've evolved.
Right.
So,
And we've touched on this before when we talked about Blazing Saddles. You couldn't make that either.
Yeah.
So it's just
but I thought that you were going to talk about that. But the funny thing is, a lot of people are watching it, and talking about it, just talking about the show in general, because they want to watch it again.
Well, I did want to watch it again, but now I don't anymore. I mean, I'm in season 4 or 5, and I'm kind of like, you know what? I've had enough.
Okay.
I think my time is going to be, and I have it on in the background. I'm not sitting there focusing, with a bowl of popcorn.
Right.
Oh,
right.
what's next? Because I know what's next. So I'm doing other things. But just this whole, the morality or lack, in my mind, the lack thereof is really bothering me. And I'm remembering way back when people were so like, oh my gosh, look at this.
Oh, yeah. It was the hot
but I think
water
it was
cooler topic.
a sideshow kind of for some people. So I guess I shouldn't take it so seriously right now, because even way back when, maybe people weren't taking that seriously.
Right.
But I have to say, I am enjoying looking at all the clothes.
Oh, that part is fun. It just, wow.
They're so
the fashion.
beautiful.
They are.
I mean, everybody's clothes are beautiful. I really don't care for Samantha's wardrobe. It's weird. It's a weird wardrobe that they put her in. I don't know. It's supposed to be...
Is it sexy and tight?
Yeah.
Because that's kind of how I remember her, just like tight clothes, sexy. I haven't rewatched it. So.
Yeah, they aren't real attractive clothes. I mean, and she's got a beautiful body. I don't understand. I mean, when you see her, they show her naked a lot, and she's in really good shape and stuff, and she looks, I don't know, but they're just ugly clothes. But all the other 3 women, the clothes are beautiful. I love Charlotte's clothes.
Oh, Charlotte.
Oh, those clothes are beautiful. Yeah. I mean, I like that style anyway, and Miranda's, of course, a business-like, which are bleh. But, but it's just fun to look back and remember, you know?
Yeah, it is.
And Carrie's are fun, but sometimes they're just weird.
Outlandish.
Just, and mismatch. I go, no, Paisley does not go with plaid. Okay, Carrie, you're not in the, edge of fashion there. It's just ugly and doesn't work. But, they're just having fun. And that's what fashion should be, is fun.
Right.
Okay, so I guess we're bookending here. Didn't we start with fashion?
We started with fashion. We full circled. We're done.
We're done. Okay, thanks for listening.
Bye-bye.
All right, follow us on Instagram. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Harvey. Ladies Who Question is executive produced and edited by me, Lisë Dominique, and also executive produced by Holli Caulfield. Holli also does most of our research, and Claire Caulfield is in charge of technical assistance and social media. Music, My Lionheart. Sketch music by Florian Manx and Matthew Anderson. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe, follow, rate, and review Ladies Who Question on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Send your thoughts to ladieswhoquestion@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, and our website, ladieswhoquestion.com.
All content discussed on Ladies Who Question are the opinions of Lisë Dominique and Holli Caulfield and should not be construed as advice of any kind. By listening to this podcast, you agree not to use this podcast as advice of any personal or medical issue for yourself or others. This disclaimer also applies to guests or contributors to the podcast.